Closing argument. Stuck one. Okay, so we have remove the lid, grab the cord, sprinklers activate, set the lighter. It's not a bomb, it's fireworks. Okay, so what was inside Nagito's refrigerator? Not in this panel part, right before switching the poison. Remove the lid. Ew, we even put on the gas mask. What was placed inside the break room? Not on this panel, I think. Then he confronted us. What's beyond the Monokuma panel? Is it this? Yes. It was the oil lighter, but I didn't know if it was here or on the next page. But that his whole body wasn't tied up. Grab the spear. No, not the right. How did he support the spear? By grabbing it with his left hand. In order to hurt himself. Oh. Be extra careful when performing switcheroos. Sneak attacking my left hand with an... Oh, yeah, we can exclude this one. I think this one has also been shown. The poison from the shattered grenade is... Nagito's video message was... he propped up the knife with something. The reason we went to the warehouse was Nagito's video message. After the bombs went off. This one is here because it shattered stock 3. These seem like they are not from after. They are from before the fire. Plushie, this one, yep. In order to hurt himself. His whole body wasn't tied up. Yeah, the burnt rope was on his right hand. Okay. I think now... What was placed inside the break room? Lots of fire grenades? Yeah. This one is... we see that there, and that one was there. That was the poison. Last stock. This is the first page, so we probably can now go on and fill in the last things which aren't here. Well, in order to hurt himself. Oops, I let go of the cord. Putting the duct tape over my mouth. Throwing one grenade after another. Spear dangling. Oh, we can see that one is over there. So that's there. Then we have one or two more? One more. What made the spear fall? Well, he let go.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda. He kept a specific item inside his cottage that he needed for his plan. Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon. Using the gloves and gas mask that he got from the military base. Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory break room with that poison. When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence, the blue aluminum seal on the grenade. With that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory, and put it back with the rest of the grenades in the break room. The next morning, Nagito appeared before us and declared that he hid a bomb somewhere. While we were looking for the bomb, that's when Nagito headed over to the goods warehouse. In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma panels in a line going from the door to the curtain and placed an oil lighter in front of it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion. First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord. Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope. However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand. In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his remaining arm and legs were tied up. As he gripped the tip of the rope hanging over the ceiling girder with his left hand, he lay down face up, just beneath the dangling spear. But this was just the beginning of Nagito's plan. And then, he did something no one could have predicted. First, he covered his mouth with duct tape, and after making sure he was unable to scream, he stabbed himself with the knife multiple times in his left arm and in both of his thighs. Finally, he propped the knife on the plushie and slammed his right hand onto the blade. He didn't just want us to think he was tied up, he also wanted us to think he'd been tortured. Through all this, Nagito never let go of the spear. His plan still wasn't over. In fact, it was just about to begin. Meanwhile, we finally arrived at the plushie factory and found Nagito's message. After seeing his message, we instantly made our way to the warehouse. But that was part of Nagito's plan. We opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma panel domino effect.
This is really interesting that this comic book usually shows the one that is the actual suspect in a specific model, as if unrecognizable. However, every character except for Nagito is now that model. It's really interesting here. That's a really nice detail. They didn't need to do that. They could have just added every character as being okay. We don't know who is the suspect, but this really confirms that one of them is the actual killer.
The panels fell one after another until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain.
Should be 5 though.
Shocked by the sudden fire, we rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire extinguishing grenades. We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply. It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poisoned grenade that Nagito had prepared. The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere. The poison gas quickly drifted to the curtain at the back of the warehouse, where Nagito was. Also, Monokuma's poison has a unique quality in which it becomes heavier than air when vaporized. That poison gas completely surrounded the area where Nagito lay face up on the floor. There, Nagito inhaled the poison, and if it didn't instantly kill him, he certainly lost consciousness. Which caused him to let go of the rope in his left hand, and the falling spear plunged into his stomach. This is all the information related to Nagito's plan. His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer. At this time, we still don't know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed someone. Try as we might, we cannot reach that truth. That was Nagito's trap. In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity.
Oh man, that's an awesome view.
This should be the truth behind Nagito's trap.
How about it, Chiaki? Will that help you figure out who the killer is? Chiaki?
Just as I thought. It's impossible, isn't it?
There's one bottle.
You say we just have to vote for someone?
What Hajime said is probably true. That's part of the reason why I thought it was a little strange. Did Nagito really not care who the killer was? He said this to us earlier.
It's going to be fine. I'm pretty sure everything will work out in the end. After all, there's no way hope can lose. Absolute hope can break through any despair, can never lose in a place like this. And not only that, I believe in you all. I believe in the time we spent together.
That feeling of belief is at the heart of his trick. He believed we'd notice the fire grenades. He believed we'd try to extinguish the flames. And he believed we'd fall into his trap. By believing in us, Nagito was able to put his life-threatening plan into effect.
What do you mean, believe?
That man is
And
crazy.
what's wrong with that?
There's one more thing, remember? Something that Nagito believed in from the bottom of his heart.
His ultimate
I
lucky
want you
talent.
to try to remember what that is.
What Nagito believed in. As Hinata, despair, his talent.
I see!
Nagito believed in his talent as the ultimate lucky student.
After all the time we spent together, I believe in you guys. And more than anything, I believe in my ultimate luck. So it's definitely going to be alright.
I guess the last thing he could believe in was his own talent.
That's not so strange, really. Most of us here have been relying on the same thing.
But, in his case, it was pretty remarkable, wasn't it? It almost seemed like he had blind faith in it.
You're right. The same thing happened when he cleared the final dead room at the funhouse.
Oh yeah, that was something. He had only one bullet missing. Ugh. It wasn't life-threatening at all. It was just a little escape game that ended with some Russian roulette. Russian roulette? It's a game where you load one bullet in a gun, spin the cylinder and point it toward you and pull the trigger. So, you really did it? Ah, so that's how you're supposed to play it. So it would have been fine if I only used one bullet, huh? I guess it was just as Monomi said. Huh? I misunderstood and thought that I had to take one bullet out of the cylinder. So that's how I did it. That? You only had 1 in 6 chance of surviving. But I'm still alive. After all, the only good thing about me is how lucky I am. And he did the same thing when the first killing happened. At the old building near the hotel. He depended on his luck and was able to get cleaning duty just as he wanted. That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty. You just relied on your luck? It's not just luck. It's true my talent is trash, but I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know. Huh? I'm left with the red mark? Haha. For someone called the ultimate lucky student, you don't seem very lucky right now. At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky, but it was actually the opposite. I was lucky, that's why I got picked for cleaning duty, just like I wanted.
But his luck doesn't have anything to do with the case this time, right?
You might think
I just thought it was strange that it doesn't connect to anything.
Huh?
He factored in his belief in us, but for some reason he didn't factor in his own luck. No, there's no way. I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about.
What did he do?
No, he wasn't just after anybody.
He was after
He probably
traitor.
had a target. A target he was aiming for all along. A person to set up as the killer.
A target? Who?
The
Traitor.
target's true identity. Even Nagito didn't know it. That's why he relied on being the ultimate lucky student, and incorporated that luck into his plan. As long as he had his luck, he believed the target he was after would pick up the fire grenade.
You mean he left his plan to luck?
He risked his life for that?
He probably risked his life just so his ultimate luck could decide this.
Who is it? Who's the target Nagito was after?
No, I don't even have to ask. I should already know what the answer is. Yeah, Nagito has been going on about traitor this, traitor that, and that he would reveal the identity, so I guess it's the traitor.
That's it? The traitor. Nagito was after the traitor, huh?
Then he relied on his luck to weed out the traitor?
Nagito didn't know who the traitor was until the very end. All he could do was rely on his own luck.
Then what he said in his video message.
It won't work with just any student handbook. If you want to disarm that bomb, you have to use the traitor student handbook. To be honest, I found out who the traitor was after secretly monitoring everyone's activity. But I was a little annoyed that they never came forward.
So he was just bluffing.
That's probably true. By that point, his plan should have already been in motion.
Then, it's just as Nagito said at the beginning. His purpose was to weed out the traitor. If we just believed in what Nagito said, we would have reached the answer much quicker. The reason this took so damn long was really because we didn't believe in him?
But if he just wanted to out the traitor, he didn't have to go this far and make that person the killer. Damn it! We're all in a huge bind because of that!
It means he wants us to beat the traitor.
By finding out who the traitor is, our hopes will shine even brighter by overcoming that despair. That's something he'd say.
Monomi, it looks like you've got something you want to say. But you better just keep your mouth shut.
And that concludes my argument. Nagito's plan was to make the traitor kill him. What are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna believe me?
He relied on his luck to aim for a target, but he didn't even know who he was aiming for. It sounds way too unbelievable to have actually happened that.
The only thing we can do is believe.
If we don't, can we just be relying on our luck when we cast our votes?
But even if we do believe, what should we do? I mean, if we don't know who the target is, there's no way we can even vote.
You are
Figure out.
absolutely right. It is hard to think the traitor would reveal themselves now.
Well, we can
If,
try to figure out.
by chance, the traitor revealed themselves during that bomb scare, what would have happened? Would it have stopped Nagito from acting so reckless?
Huh?
But they couldn't help it. Even if they wanted to reveal themselves, they couldn't do it. Because they weren't created to do that.
Chiaki?
What's wrong, Chiaki? Get a hold of yourself!
That's why I want you guys to guess.
You want us to guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess.
What? What does that mean?
Who do you think it is, Hajime? Who do you think the future Foundation sent to infiltrate your group as the traitor?
Why?
A traitor who's not allowed to think that they're different from everyone else.
Why?
A traitor who can only interact with everyone as a traitor.
Why?
Because that's the nature of their existence. They can only exist as a traitor.
Chiaki, what are you trying to tell us? I know what you're trying to tell us. I figured it out as soon as she tried to use her handbook. Because if she was the traitor first, after all, then that would have disarmed it. If it wouldn't have disarmed it, she could have said, hey, I could have tried it out. She really had to rely on Nagito's luck by then. If anyone else would have done it, it might have gone that the thing would have gone boom earlier. So she was the only one that was actually safe to test out if you could disable the bomb that way.
Seriously, why?
Who do you think is the traitor? Hajime, please.
I hated this part. I really don't like it. Of all the characters in this game, each single one of them had at least a flaw where you want to say, oh please get them out of this game. But in the end they also had aspects that each character, that you could admire them. Teruteru was a pervert, but in the end he deeply cared about his mother. Deeply cared so much that he was willing to kill for it. Peko thought of herself as just a robotic extension and tool to be used by Fuyuhiko, but actually it's because she cared a lot. Kazuichi chases Sonia like crazy, is a coward like no other, but still helpful to no extent. Mahiru, bossy as heck, even tries to put all characters into a stereotype of men and women, of what they should be doing. But still, she wanted to see the truth. She was even caring, Helped someone like Hiyoko, who was a bully to no end. But still actually was scared. Sonia has some weird fantasies. But still sweet. Nekomaru. I don't want to choose Chiaki. But I have no other choice.
It's... you? Chiaki, you're the traitor?
Please! Hold on!
Ah, you totally guessed right. Just as expected. Yep, you're correct. I'm the traitor. The agent sent by the Future Foundation to hide among you all is me.
Damn it, why? This nonsense is... Why? Why does this make sense?
Hey, Chiaki. Are you being serious right now?
Chiaki is the traitor? That is a lie, right? Surely you must be joking.
And no, she isn't. And the thing that I hated the most, I told you about all of them that they had flaws that you want to get rid of them. But they that are embarrassing or just awful. But in the end they are also really endearing and had some really cool aspects to it that you wanted it to be around. Chiaki was the only character whose flaw was that she was a little bit slow, sluggish, even sleepy all day long. From probably playing games way too late in the night. She didn't actually had a offensive bad quality to her. She was smart. She was caring. She had hope to be everyone's friend. And the only thing that now is that she came from the Future Foundation. And she actually, well, took their memories. Still, I don't want to vote for her. Of all the characters in this game that I do not want to see go, that I actually wanted to see them reach the end. I actually wanted to have her, if it was up to me, of all the characters, I wanted her to be in the place of Hajime. Her to be the main character of this game, not Hajime. She was the most endearing. She was my favorite character of the whole bunch. Well, besides the slapstick dynamic of Monomi and Monokuma. But this one was the one I was rooting for the most. So this really still comes as hard. This is difficult to continue on this part. To continue this story like this.
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Hey, what are you saying sorry for?
What does this mean? Up till now, you've been tricking us?
We were not tricked! After all, we have been working together all this time. We have been helping each other all this time. Chiaki, being a traitor, being a member of that horrifying Future Foundation, that is obviously a lie!
Please, wait! The Future Foundation isn't what you think it is!
Shut the fuck up! We're talking to Chiaki!
No, I have nothing more to say.
Why?
Because we already know the killer's true identity. So the only thing left to do is vote.
Hold on! We're not satisfied yet! If you say you are the traitor, please provide an explanation that will help us understand. We cannot vote until we are satisfied. That is what you said earlier, Chiaki.
Hey, if you're really the traitor, why'd you wait till now to reveal yourself?
It's weird, isn't it? Waiting until right now to out yourself.
It's definitely strange, right? Or rather, why was I able to do that? Maybe I wanted to protect everyone, no matter the cost. Hey, Hajime. Can you do me a small favor?
Favor? Me?
I want you to prove to them that I'm the traitor.
What? What are you saying? Why do I have to do that?
I want to explain everything to you guys, but as I expected, that's rather difficult. That's why the only thing I can do is plead with you. I want you to do it. I believe you can prove it.
Whether I can prove it or not, that's not the problem. Don't you understand? You may as well be asking me to kill you. There's no way I can do that.
I'm very sorry, but this is the only way. So please.
Looks like we gotta do what we can. It's not like I believe she's the traitor. There's just no way we can ignore this without confirming it.
If she was just disguised or something, this would have been a heck of a lot easier for us to understand, but...
She's not disguised at all! 'Cause Chiaki isn't the traitor.
Monomi?
Too bad. I'm not part of the same group as that girl. I don't know anything about that girl at all.
Hey, are you trying to cover for her like that? You suck!
I've always been alone. I have no friends anywhere. That's why I have no relation to Chiaki whatsoever.
Hajime, you're going to listen to my request, right?
Chiaki isn't my friend. I hate Chiaki so much. Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along! Hajime, you stupid face! I won't let you! I'll lower your grade! Burst open and mix! I won't let you! I can't lose! Hajime, you stupid face! I won't let you! Burst open and mix! Don't defy your teacher! I'll lower your grade! Burst open and mix! Hajime, you stupid face! Let's all get along! Let's all get along! I'll lower your grades! Chiaki and I aren't best friends!
This is the end! When we investigated Nagito's cottage, I discovered a notebook with the new Usami logo on it. That's your notebook, right? The one Nagito stole from you.
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't tell me. Is that where the traitor's true identity is written?
That's right! Since I knew something like this would happen, I made sure to bring it here today.
So sudden?
Give me that notebook!
Day 1. I was able to talk to everyone for the first time today. Monokuma showed up and things turned bad. Day 2. Byakuya is the leader. A lot of things happened today, so everyone's tired.
What is this? Is this Monomi's diary?
Is the traitor's identity written in here?
Nagito was probably looking for that too, so that might be why he stole the notebook. But you wouldn't know who the traitor is just by reading this notebook. Of course, Nagito wouldn't know either. However, that's different for me.
You know?
It took me this long, but I finally understand.
I understood it when I found the book as well. And I didn't want to realize it either.
First of all, this isn't Monomi's diary. Apparently she can't write.
Then the one who wrote this is...
Someone connected to Monomi. Meaning, it's not a mistake to think that the traitor wrote it.
If so, is this like a report that the traitor was sending to Monomi?
Is it evidence that they were observing our actions and reporting to Monomi?
But how would you know who the traitor is from that?
Because there's an entry written in here that only me and one other person would know.
I don't want to do this. I really don't. But the game has to continue.
In the notebook, there was a specific entry.
We've been in the funhouse for 3 days. Everyone's hungry and on edge. Hajime tried to go in the final dead room today. He's probably panicking. Because no one believes him.
There it is. It's true. I tried to go inside the final dead room. But the only one who knew that...
If I win the life-threatening game here, I'll be able to go to that octagon place, right? That's where the exit should be. I did it. I finally did it. I finally figured out where the exit is. I can get out. With this, I can finally get out. You can't do that. You shouldn't go in there. You won't find what you're looking for.
That's right. The only person who knew that is... Chiaki. That's why Chiaki is the only person who could have possibly written about this.
There must be some mistake. I mean, if Chiaki is the traitor, what was all that time we spent with her? Was that all a lie too?
No, it wasn't. At least that's what I choose to believe. It wasn't.
Miss Sonia!
Chiaki is... She is being controlled by Monokuma. That is why we should help her.
I'm not satisfied either. I mean, if you were the traitor, there's no way you do something so stupid when we found the bomb.
It's really stupid to be fighting over something like this. And so, with an annoyed expression on her face, Chiaki walked over to the bombs without saying a word. Took her handbook out of her pocket. Huh? And without hesitating, swiped the card reader. Looks like it was wrong.
Now that you mention it, Chiaki immediately went to the card reader with her handbook.
She tested it out right away after being told it would only react to the traitor's handbook.
That doesn't make any sense. A traitor would be more cautious than that.
Not that
Chiaki probably knew the bomb was a fake. That's why she also knew Nagito's trap was a bluff.
She knew? That is a mistake! That must be a mistake! Why are you saying such things? Do you really want Chiaki to be the traitor?
Of course not!
I will not believe it! I refuse to believe Chiaki is a traitor! There is just no way!
I don't want to believe it either. I don't want to believe, but
then nobody will be saved!
Chiaki is not the traitor!
When we were trying to turn off the bomb, didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious!
There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not! The only person who knew it was a fake was me, when I tried to detonate it!
and Monomi.
Unless you know a whole lot about bombs. There's no way you know if it's fake just by looking at it.
Chiaki is not the traitor!
When we were trying to turn off the bomb, didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious!
There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not! The only person who knew it was a fake was me, when I tried to detonate it!
That's not it! That's not it. Sonia shouldn't have been the only one who knew it was a fake. Monomi was also there when you found out the bomb at the military base wasn't real. You said so yourself.
Is that true, Miss Sonia?